Oh my god, my face is ever so slightly sunburned. That's what I get for forgetting sunscreen. Anyway, as I was shooting for 10 hours today, a serious question that a few people have asked me when I have recently revealed one of the must-have lenses. Of course, I gave it a grade of the tits. But I was asked by a lot of people, why can't Nikon in its decades of experience produce anything like the Voigtlander 40mm f2? You know, Nikon has never produced anything like this, and it's really a very simple reason. It's that big entities can't produce stuff like this. You can't produce quality like this in mass production. Little companies like this that have only a handful of workers that put care into supreme precision, I mean, they'll blow the ass right off of Nikon because it's so well made. But they have to stand out from Nikon in a certain special area. And one of the criteria that it meets, that it blows Nikon away, is that Nikon doesn't make any little pancake lenses like this anymore. And Nikon should make a CPU contact lens like this that will work on D3000, D5000 series. Nikon shooters desperately do want a little pancake lens like this, but even if Nikon made it, they can never make it of this precision. And the same thing is true of a lot of companies. Here's a perfect example. Now, both companies are made in Japan. One is Spyderco, and they're made in an ancient city where they made samurai swords for many hundreds of years, Sakai City, Japan. This is basically like a Nikon. It's a precision, well-made instrument. They've got a knife sharpener that's second to none with many patents on it, and these people are just like Nikon. But then there's another company, I'm sorry I don't have an example in front of me, but it's called an Imkusta. And it's also made in Sakai City. I don't know how far away it is from where they make Spydercos. But the precision and the craftsmanship is second to none. We're talking, the Spyderco is pretty big. Nowhere near big as nothing as big as Nikon, but I mean it's a huge company. They make a lot of damn knives. A lot of them are tactical, but other practical knives for police and law enforcement and self-defense. And this is the police model. The same thing is true of Imkusta versus Spyderco. Is true of Voigtlander versus Nikon. Nikon could never mass produce ultra high precision lenses like this. It takes a tiny little company that they have to scream out in a certain attributional characteristic of their lenses that Nikon could never reach. Nikon never has, and they never will, because they're a huge giant, and that means that their malleability for creating stuff like this can only be done. Honestly, you can never have a large corporation produce stuff like this. I mean, it's never existed. It's like, fine German precision instruments. The same thing is true of Sig Sauer. They have their own department where they make ultra high precision target pistols, and they've separated, even though they're still owned by Sig Sauer. They still they have a team of specialists that are with special training, and they stand alone from SIG. And maybe if Nikon actually had a separate entity that would produce a lens like this, but the cost-benefit analysis is bleak. Nikon, even if they were able to set up a separate division to make stuff like this Voigtlander, they wouldn't want to do it because the profit margins would be so low that they'd have no interest in it. They'd be creaking into the red. So that's really the primary reason, just basically that large corporations can't produce stuff like this. It has to be small folks like this. So that's the reasoning behind that. And I wish Nikon would make stuff like that, but they don't. And Nikon doesn't have a class of lens like the Voigtlander 40mm f2 here, or the other one that I'm going to mention here shortly. So anyway, that's the answer to that question. Thanks for watching. Bye.